Guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Today I'm doing another one brand makeup tutorial. This is a series I've been doing on my channel for a while, so if you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Jess and I'm obsessed with everything cruelty-free beauty related, so make sure to stick around, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you'll be notified of new videos every week. So today's brand that I'm doing a full face of is Milani Cosmetics. I'm super excited, so if you want to see how I did this full face of Milani, then definitely keep on watching. Let's get into this tutorial. So I ordered everything quite a while back and it's just been sitting here and I forgot about doing a full face of Milani. So some things are completely new to me and some things like you guys know I rave about their bronzer and a few other products. So without further ado, let's get into this video today. I'm super excited, and if you guys missed my other one brand tutorials, I do have a series here that I've done here on my channel. I have a playlist as well. I'll be sure to link it in the card and in the description box as always, with everything linked down below. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to try out is the Milani Rose hand sanitizer. This came free with my purchase. I did order directly from their website because I think they were having, I think I got like 20% off of what I purchased. I almost sprayed this onto my face and I completely forgot that this is a hand sanitizer and it has a rose scent to it. Oh, it's not a spray, it's a gel. So it comes out like a gel. Now, that's kind of weird that it has a spray nozzle, but it comes out like a gel. Ooh, okay, so it does have a rose scent to it. This smells very similar to the Rose Butter Lip Mask, which I love. And I'm gonna mention that in a minute, but ooh, I like that. It's not, doesn't feel, it feels a little sticky. I'll have to get back to you on that, but this is definitely something I would keep in my handbag when I'm out and about running errands, just to sanitize my hands. So the first thing I'm actually already wearing, and it's one of my favorites from Milani. I need to purchase a backup. It's the Milani Rose Butter Lip Mask. This I had to mention. It's one of my favorite lip masks from the drugstore, and I'm definitely wanting to try a few other ones as well. And it's so creamy and hydrating, and it really does leave my lips so soft. I've got it on right now. So what I've been doing is trying to exfoliate my lips and put this on right before filming so that if I am wearing like a liquid to matte lipstick, you know, my lips aren't so crusty and gross. This stuff, amazing. If you haven't tried it, highly recommend. All right, let's move on to the face. I do have a primer and I'm really hopeful that this one is similar to some other ones that I really love as well. So this is called the Skin Quench Hydrating Primer. It has hyaluronic acid plus coconut water. Here is the packaging. Comes in a squeezy tube. So on the back here it says it's hydrating and a blurring primer. Blurs imperfections, all skin tones, extends makeup wear, creamy lotion texture. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it is definitely very, very thick consistency. Let's go ahead and put this on. I did moisturize my skin and put my SPF on for the day. Ooh, oh wow, this is really thick. Ooh, oh, that feels nice. So I'm not really seeing a whole lot of blurring of the pores, and my skin just looks and feels very hydrated and kind of dewy and nice. All right, so for foundation, I really wanted to try something new. Now I have tried their stick foundation, which I do like, but I'm kind of moving away from stick foundations. And I have also tried their Conceal Plus Perfect foundation. I really liked that one for a long time. It was super moisturizing, really beautiful, really similar to the formula of the concealer, but it just didn't last. It would break up around my mouth and fine lines, and it wasn't a very long wearing foundation. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that this one's really good. So this is the Screen Queen foundation, and it's called the Natural Finish Foundation. I have the shade 110 Cool Porcelain. I really hope that this color doesn't look strange on me. So it has this clear plastic cap, but the bottle itself is glass. What really drew me to this foundation is that it claims to be luminous yet natural skin-like finish, buildable light to medium coverage, and long wear. 2 pumps on the back of my hand. Consistency looks pretty thick just like the primer. Wow, that's very thick, very, very creamy. Usually how I apply foundations, I will just dot it on and then just blend it out with my sponge. So I just have my Paw damp sponge. All the tools, brushes, everything, you guys, will be linked below. Like, Milani products have a very distinctive smell. Like, their Concealer Plus Perfect foundation smells just like this as well. And we'll see how this looks. I'm gonna use my sponge to blend this out. So it's interesting, this foundation felt super thick, just touching it with my fingers and spreading it onto my skin. But as I'm blending it out, it's almost applying like a sheer tinted moisturizer. But definitely with 2 pumps, I was expecting a little bit more coverage. Now I have to say the color, oh, I was so worried, but I think this is the perfect color match for me, definitely going into like fall, winter months. I have quite a bit of redness around my cheeks and nose, and I can see it kind of peeking through. Let me get an up close so you guys can see. Definitely very light coverage. All right, let's see if we can build up the coverage a little bit because it does claim to be buildable. So I'm gonna do 1 more pump. So I definitely agree that this is buildable. It seems to be layering pretty nice. I'm still seeing that redness popping through on my cheeks though. So far so good. I'm not gonna keep layering it up because I don't want it to get caked on and look weird. All right, so let's move on to one of my favorite concealers of all time from the drugstore. And it is the Milani Conceal Plus Perfect Longwear Concealer. You guys know I've been raving about this for a long time here on my channel. And it's just such a good hydrating, creamy, great coverage concealer, long wearing, and I just love it. So I'm in the shade 105 Ivory Rose. I finished up an entire container of this. So this is brand new, so I did order a new one. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and conceal, and usually I just go around the eye area. And once again, I'm just gonna take my sponge. So one thing I am noticing, putting the concealer over top of this foundation, this concealer is coming out more matte than hydrating, which is really odd. And as far as I know, they have not changed the concealer formula. All right, so moving on to eyeshadow primer, and you guessed it, I'm using my tried and true from Milani. I love it so much. This is in the shade 01 Nude. And I also bought a backup because, as you can tell, mine is almost gone. I love this eyeshadow primer. The key is just to use a pea-sized amount, and then what I like to do is kind of rub it between my fingers like so, and then just kind of dab it on. Love the stuff, it's so good, and it really helps prevent my eyeshadow from creasing. All right, so moving on to setting powder. I'm really nervous because my skin is already looking quite dry after that foundation. Make It Last setting powder, and I have 01 translucent light to medium. And I know that Milani has quite a few different setting powders to choose from. I'm kind of regretting getting this because I don't typically get loose setting powders, but I believe this did have quite rave reviews, so we'll give it a try. We'll see. All right, this definitely has a little bit of color to it. You probably can't see on camera, but it does have a little color. So here's what it looks like. Oh god, that's a lot. And I'm just going to set my eyeshadow primer, just lightly tap this over. This is what I typically always do when I do my makeup. And I'm gonna dip back in a little bit more and see if I can set underneath my eyes just very lightly. All right, let's move on to bronzer because this is something that I truly do love and use a lot. So this is the Sun-Kissed Silky Matte Bronzing Powder in the shade 02. Or the shade is Sun-Kissed. Comes in this beautiful packaging, and I know so many people have raved about this bronzer, and that's why I ended up purchasing it. It's such a great formula. There's no kick up. Like, you could just swirl your brush in here for a million years and there's no like hardly any kick up at all. This is the perfect shade. It's not too warm or too cool. And this bronzer is just so pretty. I love this. I think this is a great bronzer for, well, any time of year, but if you're very fair like me, it is hard to find a bronzer that's not Oompa Loompa orange. I am going out to dinner tonight, so I hope that I don't look ridiculous at the end of this look. Because I would hate to have to like wash my face and start from scratch before going out to dinner tonight. Alright, so moving on to blush. Now, we have a lot of powder products going on, and I did not think this through, did I? No, I did not. This is called the Cheek Kiss Cream Blush, and I have the shade Nude Kiss, which is a nice nude color. You can see how shiny it is. Oh, that feels very creamy. See, that is perfect. I don't like cream blushes that are so pigmented that you can't work with it. So I'm gonna take my brush and dip right in. Start with a little bit. And hopefully this looks good over top of all these powder products. But you know what? Online, this looked more brown, but on the skin, it's definitely more like bright pink. I'm gonna add a tiny bit to my nose, not much. Okay, that's actually blending really nice over the powder products. My nose looks awful, and the lines around my mouth, ooh, that does not look good. All right, so moving on to highlighter. This is something I have tried before, and it's the Strobelight Instant Glow Powder. I have the shade 01 Afterglow. This is hands down, you guys, one of the best highlighters from the drugstore. I'm using the e.l.f. highlighter brush. And this color is so nice because it's, again, more, I would say this does lean a little bit more like cool neutral, but I love it because it looks so luminous on the cheeks. All right, so at this point, I do like to use a setting spray. Now mine leaked, unfortunately, and I have to keep it upright like this. So I bought a little mini to try the Milani Make It Last Dewy Finish setting spray. It says 16-hour wear. Here's what it looks like, the little mini. So I like that you can buy the miniature version because I have tried the matte version, the original. Didn't like it at all. It dried out my skin. It was very perfume-like. It does have a nice, I don't know if you can see that or not, nice mist. So let's see. This one is also heavily fragranced. What is it with makeup brands and making super heavily fragranced setting sprays? I don't get it. Alright, so that definitely added a little bit of hydration to my skin. I am curious to try this with like my normal foundations and moisturizers that I really enjoy. I don't know, I'll have to get back to you on this. I don't like the fragrance in here. I knew it was a possibility, but I wanted to at least give it a try. Alright, so first up we have the Precision Brow Pencil, and I did get the shade Espresso because I was looking at the shades and swatches online. Really nice, sleek design with the black and gold. And on one end, of course, we have our spoolie. Okay, so really nice, tiny, tiny pencil. It's micro fine. That's the kind of pencil I like when it comes to brows. Yes, thank you, makeup gods. It's a nice, cool toned brown. All right, so I'm just gonna quickly speed through this and I'll let you know my thoughts on how I like the brow pencil. Alright, so that was actually really quick. I like that the pencil is just creamy enough to where I can quickly go in and apply this, but also it's, you know, I have control. It's not too creamy, it's not too dry. This is very comparable to the one from e.l.f., but it has a little bit more creaminess to it. And this color is actually really perfect for me, except for it is a little bit darker. Love the color. It's not too orange. It's a nice neutral brown. All right, and then the other brow product I was really curious about is the Stay Put Brow Shaping Gel. Again, 16-hour wear, and I picked the shade Medium Brown. So this says it's a brow defining full color gel with conditioning algae extract and hair thickening microfibers for fuller looking brows. I also do like the clear brow gel from Milani. If you want a more clear brow gel, that one's actually really good. I've been using that one for a while too. All right, so kind of like a chunkier packaging. It is pretty big. Shorter bristles on one side, and then the other side has longer bristles. So if you can see that there, see they're really long, and then you flip it around, and then there's like shorter ones here. Okay, I'm loving how the brows are. Really impressed with these two brow products. I'm so excited to keep playing with them. All right, let's move on to the eyes. We already primed, we're ready to go. So the only new palette I purchased was this one right here. This is part of the new Most Wanted eyeshadow palettes, I should say. And I picked the shade 140 Rosy REvenge. Now, the reason I picked this is because I really don't have any purple eyeshadows from the drugstore. So this is beautiful. It looks like there are 1, 2, 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. Beautiful palette. This is so cute. And I know I've said it a million times, but I am really loving these smaller palettes with just a simple color story. Easy to follow, easy to do a look, drop of a hat. There you go. All right, I'm gonna take a fluffy blending brush. I'm gonna take the third shade down, this matte pink right here. Quite a bit of kick up in the pan. Can you see that? Whoa, 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 whoa. Lots of kick up. All right, I'm gonna use this shade as my transition color in the crease. Okay, this is blending super easy. Definitely a very powdery texture, but it is blending really nice. Perfect, like soft, dusty pink. I'm gonna take that same color and apply it to the lower lash line. The only thing with using pinks around the eye is that sometimes it can make you look like you're sick, but I'm hoping that the purples in here will balance everything out. I'm going to take the next color over, which is another matte pink. Okay, this one doesn't have as much kick up at all. Not as powdery as that first shade. So maybe it's just that one eyeshadow. So I'm gonna use this to darken up the outer V here. And I know this isn't going to be like the most craziest eyeshadow look ever, but I think it'll be nice and soft and romantic. Do the same thing on the other side. And then we can go back and no additional product and just really make sure the edges are blended here. All right, and then same thing on the lower lash line. I'm gonna take just this little blending brush. I'm gonna connect that over onto the lower lash line. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the darkest shade in the palette, take my handy dandy E115, and we're just going to go right along the lashes and see if we can smoke this a bit. All right, and then I'm also going to take that same dark color with my little tiny e.l.f. crease brush. I think I'm actually going to take the lightest matte pink here. It's almost like white, and I'm gonna pack this on the lid, and let's do the same thing on the other side. These are very pigmented shadows, I have to say. Definitely dusty, like in the pan. There's definitely some kick up, but once you get them on, wow. All right, and then to highlight the inner corner, we have to use this really pretty shimmer. So this is the lightest shade. It definitely has some shimmer to it. Well, I don't know, maybe this will be too dark. Okay, that's kind of dark. That's disappointing. I thought that was going to be lighter. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of the Milani highlighter that I used on the face, and let's just pop that over top and try to help it. Oh yeah, that's much better. All right, so last minute, I think I'm going to take that shimmery shade and put it on the lid and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, that's definitely better on the lid. So this is a very subtle shimmer. It's almost like a satin finish. Alright, so for eyeliner, I do have the Supreme Kohl Kajal liner. I do really like this. It's pigmented and it's also retractable. I didn't really see a whole lot of colored eyeliners, like bright colors. I don't think Milani is really known for that, but I am going to put a little bit of this in my waterline. Alright, so I'm going to try a new liquid liner. This had pretty good reviews, I believe. It's the Milani Liquid Matte Eyeliner. 17-hour wear, humidity and sweat resistant. Let me tell you what, I am sweating right now, you guys. It is like 75 outside, but with these filming lights, it feels like 100 degrees in here. Actually has a matte black. I love Milani's packaging with the matte black and the gold. Felt tip brush. Well, not brush, but felt tip liner. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed through this because this video is already a million years long. Let's do a winged liner. Alright, that applied okay. I do notice a lot of struggle though with the felt tip. It was a very chunky liner, but I think it looks okay. Alright, moving on, we're going to try this mascara. I've never tried this either, so this is a lot of first impressions in this video. So this is called the Highly Rated Mascara. Builds, lifts, and dramatizes in a single stroke for a luxurious finish. Okay then. So it does have a bristle brush. It's not a rubber wand. I do prefer this type of mascara wand. And it doesn't look like it's coming out real clumpy either, which is a plus. My lashes are not so great, so I'm hoping that this mascara is somewhat decent. Not bad at all, I have to say. I really like the formula. It's not too clumpy or thick. I like that when I pull the wand out of the tube, it's not all like gooped on there with like so many other mascaras are like that. Wow. Okay, I can see why this is kind of raved about. Let's do lips. So I know everyone's raving about those new lipsticks from Milani, but they're sold out everywhere. So unfortunately, I could not get my hands on that. And I do like the Milani lip liners. Those are really good. I don't have any. I think I used up what I did have forever ago. If you can't find those new lipsticks that everyone's raving about, I forget what they're called, get these. These are still really good. These are called the Bold Matte Lipsticks from Milani. They come in the sleek black and gold packaging. You know what? I'm gonna actually go for the shade I Am Fabulous 01. It's a beautiful mauve pink, which will go so well with this makeup look. They smell amazing. They smell like vanilla cupcakes. Great formula, beautiful. I mean, this feels like a high-end lipstick, you guys. These are so good. I can't rave enough about these. I feel like they don't get enough hype. All right, that color is so perfect. I swear it matches that eyeshadow color so well. All right, guys, I'm gonna throw on some of these Jean lashes from the Avery Studio line. You guys know from Shopmissa. They're my favorite. And I'm going to fix my hair and I'll be back to show you guys this full face of Milani. Alright guys, so here is the completed look. I actually really like how this turned out. And let me get up close to the camera so you guys can see the finished eye look. Alright, so my final thoughts, because I did try some new things today. Foundation, my least favorite. It looks very, very dry around the mouth, the nose, even though I moisturized my skin, and I did exfoliate last night as well. I'm not sure about the primer. It felt kind of greasy, so maybe these two just didn't mix well. I also didn't really care for the setting spray. Again, it kind of made my skin look a little bit oily. I don't know. Again, I'll have to report back to you. I really did like the eyeliner, really loved the cream blush, and I really did like the eyeshadow palette, the mascara. Oh, the brow products. Oh my gosh. Love the brow products. If I had to pick a favorite, oh, I don't know. Really like the palette. It's a kind of a tie between the palette and the brow products. All in all, I think this look turned out pretty nicely. I do wish my skin was a little bit more moisturized and not so dry looking and flaky in certain areas when my skin is actually doing pretty good right now. So anyways, that's just my full face of Milani. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe if you're new. I post on Tuesdays and Fridays 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to check out my one brand tutorial playlist if you guys want to check that out. I'll link it in the card and also down below, along with everything. I will link everything down below in the description box, so make sure to check that out. So this is probably the last video I will post for October, so I hope you guys had a really great month and a safe and happy Halloween. And that's it, you guys. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye.